Thank you. You know, interestingly, Street Sense did a candidate questionnaire, and I was the only candidate from Ward 8 to respond. And Street Sense, obviously, is an advocate for the homeless and asked a myriad of questions about homelessness and housing and ideas on that. And I'm proud to be the only candidate to have responded. And this is definitely the reason why people, residents of Ward 8 should vote for me. Talking about housing, you have to walk the walk when it comes to housing. I represent homeowners in Ward 8 and Ward 7. In my practice, owners who live in condos and co-op settings, HOA settings. And, you know, the struggle has been a pride in home ownership in these two wards east of the river. But particularly as it relates to tenants in Ward 8, you know, my entire career has been geared towards serving tenants and residents in Ward 8 who are struggling. You know, being an advocate, we haven't really had that since Marion died. You know, that was the last time we've actually had somebody sitting in the seat that was a maverick for the residents of Ward 8 as it relates to housing and coming up with innovative pathways to take people from renting to home ownership. You know, Mr. Berry and the Hope 6 project, which was obviously one of a brainchild of his, but that came through relationships with developers to create mixed income housing. And as Ward 8 is the last frontier, and as the sun starts shining on the ward in different ways, we need to make sure that our tenants are protected. We need to use land trusts, different mechanisms available to us to protect our residents, to keep them from being displaced. We need to strengthen communities and community developments in Ward 8 as things start to change and shift around them. They need to keep a certain aesthetic as the community changes. It shouldn't be a community that's been here for 60 years or 50 years. That should be the eyesore on the block while all this economic development happens. And we need a maverick at the helm, like we had in Mr. Berry, to take the seat and be able to courageously enter into a place where justice will prevail for all the communities across our ward, not just in one pocket of the ward, but for all the neighborhoods in Ward 8. And that's why people should vote for me on June 2nd. I'm number 4 on the ballot.
Thank you.